Okay, what's up, everybody? It is Jennifer again on my channel, Patchwork. I am healing, right? So let's continue. I made two little shorts, so this is going to be a video. Now, as I was saying about the long walk home, in the book version, I don't know what it did on the movie because I didn't go see the movie, but in the book version, as one of the young persons was getting dropped off to go on this long walk venture, and I don't know what parent, but she was skeptical how the first verse was going. She was skeptical. She didn't like the idea, so I'm not sure why she allowed her teenage son to participate. But at any rate, they had to go through this gate, and she had to give the young man's ID that did not come back out when she gave the gatekeeper his ID. So I'm not sure why they didn't say, oh no, forget this. And then they were having discussions like I believe he asked one of the people over this long walk, well, is it too late to cancel? And it was like, no. What? And we know Stephen King, the producer, is his movies are can be very deep with the horror, with I don't know, his movies can just be very deep when it comes to horrific things about to transpire. So at any rate, what I got from that, being a victim of people trying to cast spells and entrap you, it was like, okay, if I give you my ID, I didn't give it to you to keep. But it was a machine that when he gave it to the gatekeeper, the person put it in the machine read his whole name and gave a number. And then the machine just ate the card up. Like, okay, wait a minute. Because, I mean, I did see a little trailer where, you know, some of the people that was overseeing the walk, they was like, if you don't get up, we are going to shoot you. So even in that first part of the book, I'm like, okay, there was nothing exchanged. It was only they gave their consent to be tortured. And lo and behold, I say this quite a bit. I do not consent to anyone to be torturing me, period. And to have me in a repeat cycle, waiting on judgment for my justice. Now, I do have another channel that's being shadow banned. So anyway, and you know, it's like, do I tell you my channel, or because this one is probably going to be shadow banned too? I don't know. But anyway, the reason why I named it Patchwork, I Am Healing, because when I ran across this book that Donna Jackson made, Childhood Disrupted, my childhood was very much disrupted by the parents that I knew that might not be my parents. So that's what I'm going to say about that. True, really, they might not be my parents. and I am a very, authentic person when I speak. And anyway, what I learned from that book, apparently, Miss Donna Jackson must have some background in psychology or something another, or she is an affiliate with a psychiatrist or psychology, childhood trauma, or she has experienced it herself or with her own family dynamic. And I believe she did have some children, and but I believe she also experienced it herself. But at any rate, what I took from that book was, when you go through so much trauma, which, I find it very irritating to still be living in my car after reporting certain things that I speak on my other channels. For someone to just continue to have you in trauma, as is like, it can cause all kind of medical imbalances in your body. And lo and behold, my known parental figures and family members, that's what they were intentionally trying to do to me. So my life story is like, I was their human experiment to torture. And I am, healing from it. I am healed from it, but I'm also aggravated with reaching out to law enforcement agencies about a certain particular situation and why I'm still sitting in this situation. So it aggravates me when I know that I've been tortured by family, ex-husband, ex-lovers, co-workers, and old former classmates. So when I go to, which that's what we're supposed to do if crimes are being committed and you yourself do not want to become a criminal. So, I think about that too, where if we have a government that do not do what they supposed to do, they create violence in people. But I am so grateful that the Most High has his hands on me, and I do rely on him, the Holy Spirit, my ancestors, and my angels who look after me. And I believe possibly there are some earthly angels. I'm not sure why it's taking so long to wrap this up, especially with the family dynamic. If there was a certain particular incident that happened and they owe me something, in my mind, I'm saying, okay, if they need to be homeless like they made me homeless, and that is the truth, that's why I'm living from this car. Not that I'm incapable of taking care of myself or holding a job. Is that these people have incorporated a system that systematically, socially engineered my demise to be out here by implementing things like black magic and the book 48 Laws of Power, and things of that nature. And it's a whole bunch of people involved. And that's what I talk about on my other channel. So I might as well go ahead and tell you that channel. And it's, okay, we'll hold off on telling you that channel, but the thing of it is, I never really got deep into witchcraft, spells, voodoo, Santeria until I had to pay attention to it, because all of that was trying to attack me. And right now, in the name of Yeshua HaMashiach, I'm banishing anyone attacking my crown chakra right now. In the name of Yeshua, get out. Leave me alone. I rebuke you in the name of Yeshua. May the blood of Yeshua be against any spell that you are trying to attack my throat chakra, my crown chakra. And these are the things that I've had to deal with from a mother figure who is, she's sick, mentally sick. She tried to take over my life because she's seen something in me. And as I was reading that book by Donna Jackson, it was explaining how you can get autoimmune disease, cancer, that Guillain-Barré syndrome, trauma, just, things that just torture the soul can cause a lot of sicknesses, which one time, no, maybe twice. And the book even says that twice, maybe twice in your life, if you go through a lot of trauma, you will become almost paralyzed. And lo and behold, that happened to me. So, like I said before, there's a lot of people involved. So I'm not sure if Miss Donna Jackson was in on a whole bunch of people who also had me on CCTV spying on my life. Kind of like the movie, oh God, what's the name of the movie? Where the man was constantly being followed. I can't think of the name of the movie because someone's messing with my crown chakra. They don't want me to speak. But I decree and declare I will speak against your tyranny and your abuse against me when I come to a law enforcement agency, especially people. These people are trying to make me lose my mind, make me look like I'm crazy, where I am being protected by the Most High with my countenance being balanced. Because like I said, anybody going through this and law enforcement don't come to your aid, they don't come assist you, you create violence. Just like they say you created ghettos. Right. By letting certain things continue to perpetuate, like this situation. Now, I know some people are very, they love their parents, but if your parent is diabolical and trying to murder you, trying to harm you with spiritual witchcraft, trying to harm you with her words, mind manipulation with other people, chanting over your life daily, and being stalked. In other words, organized criminal gang stalking. Let me break that down for you. What it is a system that people, different places, with different facets of employment, skills, and availability, like they incorporate them all, the retirees, young teenagers, people who work, like YouTube, right? That's how come my other channels are being shadow banned, not going how I want it, or I'm not being monetized to get payment. Like I said, I am homeless because of what these people are doing. And I have reached out to a number of law enforcers, lawmakers, to try to rectify this situation, because I know it's going on, and they know what's going on too. And back to organized criminal gang stalking, when I had an apartment, which I had several of those, because their plan also is to make you unstable. And so I had my known older brother living with me, who was also an intrusive stalker, who put cameras all through our apartments, unbeknownst to me. I found this out after I had to divorce my whole entire state that I am from. Yes, you heard me correct. My whole entire state that I am from, because there's so many people involved with attacking me, trying to traumatize me, trying to make me go out of my mind. But I decree and declare today, it will be you that lose your mind. Septuagint, Maripah, and Babel, I send to you in the name of Yeshua. And this is a protection method that I have to use against these people, because they are using, like I say, various people and entities like churches, secret society, which, if you're smart, secret societies is made up of your normal community people, right? I mean, there are some elitists in there, but these normal people in your local community may not ever see them, or they may. It just depends on what they're focusing on, because, you know, politicians and those people in that sector, they do travel a lot, so they have secret meetings. So your normal community person may see them, but because it's a secret, they cannot ever tell you that, oh yeah, I met them in person, because they come to our meetings where we try to mess up people's lives. And that's what I get from it, because I am actually experiencing that right now, today. And so I'm not sure if everybody in a secret society is a part of it, or even know about what certain things are going on in this particular thing that's going on in my life, right? But it's very I don't know how Jeffrey Dahmer was raised, but I guess if I go back and look at a documentary, I'm sure they would probably say, well, his dad was blah, blah. He had a rough childhood. That's what trauma does. That's why I say people are created to become monsters, right? But see, I'm none of that. And that's why these people are amazed. I have never been arrested. I have never molested anyone like I was, because I don't agree with that. I don't agree with hurting someone intentionally. However, I'm not going to let you or nobody else hurt me. I will stand up when I have to. I will pray and use my spiritual gifts to combat your evil away from me. But at the same token, violence is created by the things that people do to oppress another person. And that's all I mean, that ain't all I'm going to say, but I'm just saying violence is created that way. When someone is constantly being stepped on, see, they trying to make me come out of my true character, which is I'm peaceful, I'm quiet, I'm loving, I'm kind, but they trying to make me something that I am not. And I ask that the Most High send that to you and your group and let you all do what you need to do to each other, so you can get off the face of this earth, because right now you're scum. But anyway, the parental figure who use words and magic, and one time I went and had a MRI, because these people also caused 2 accidents in my life. One was with an ex, and the other I was riding with my grandson. But they were all devised by these people, putting a tracker on my car, a tracker on my phone, and stalking me. So that lets you know right there, they have somebody with the phone service. They're networking with different people in the community to be where they want you to be, and so they can come out and hit you, cause an accident. Anyway, in my spirit, I feel like something in my childhood, which I don't really remember my childhood, because this parental figure did something with magic, the evil kind of magic, the dark kind of magic, to erase memories. And when I divorced these people, I used to touch my frontal lobe, my forehead. And something in her book also mentions that too, from trauma, right? It can mess with your hippocampus, frontal something. We just gonna call it the forehead, right? I used to touch my forehead, and it was almost as if it felt like it was sinking in, and that was due to them doing magic on me. And me being around them, which was actually making me sick. Being around the family that I knew and people that were around me, it was making me sick. And right now, I'm around people who are trying to agitate me, but I don't know them. I don't know them, so it's not like I have a care in the world, because I don't care about the family that I knew. It's over. I have divorced them, so I see these people, yes, because I have eyes to see. I interact somewhat with these people, but it's very minimal. And that's how I like to keep it, because I don't know your intentions, because I know in different areas that I have traveled when I divorced my parents, because of this network, they are like all over. They are in every city, state, and country, which is hideous. And it's also hideous for them to be teaching their children to go along with foolishness that I talk about on my other channel. But I just would, encourage anyone that is experiencing or have been molested. You really have to go deep within yourself. If you didn't like it, I don't see why you would then grow up to become what you didn't like. right? If you didn't like that adult touching you, or your teenage older sibling or whatever touching you, then you should not be doing that to anyone else either. You really have to go deep and just cry out to the Divine Supreme so he can cleanse your heart, and so you can be like an advocate like I am. And now I believe if I seen somebody, doing that to somebody, I really probably would really just go off on that person. I really would. If I seen someone just really taking advantage of a child, I probably would try to smack them upside the head. Hopefully not. But anyway, if you have become a product of your environment like they are trying to make me become, I am not a lower standard or class individual because I'm homeless. It has to take it. You have to be a real sick individual, because I mean, I know a lot of people say you have to get past that. You have to get past slavery. Okay, this is a form of enslaving somebody when you try to block all avenues. Like, I have a birth certificate, I have my Social Security, but my birth certificate, the one that I have now, looks very weird. It only has a male, the father that I knew as father, which isn't. It only has his name on it. Now, we know a man can't have a child, right? So where's the mother? Right? So anyway, but I guess I don't know how adoptive parents, like LGBTQ, how that happens. Is it when you get adopted? I don't think you can do anything with the birth certificate, I guess. I don't know how that works. But anyway, and reason why I have this funny birth certificate is because when I divorced my family, everybody that I knew, I was illegally evicted from the apartment that I shared with my older narcissistic brother. He's a narcissist. He's a pathological liar. He somehow did me like Britney Spears. And I'm not sure how he managed to do that other than corruption, right? Because as I know it, I have never been under a psychiatrist's care as an adult who worked on a job for 15 and a half years and worked other jobs, right? I have 3 children, 2 grandchildren, 2 great-grandchildren. But I don't see any of them either anymore because of this situation that the immediate family placed me in. I'm not even in that state that I originate from. It's weird. It's weird. And mind manipulation, social engineering, and where you think, okay, I'm going to go to this city, try to, get on my feet, start over. But no, every town, city, state I visited, I've been encountered with adversity. And it's almost as if these people act like they know me, which some of them do, because what happens is with this organized criminal gang stalking, that people, they may be in your town when they have committed crimes against you, then they run off to other cities to get away from the crime that they did, to try to implement you as the factor who did it, when you don't know anything about the crimes that's going on. But they done did a crime and then they left. or they attacked you in some way, and then they scatter abroad. You know, as I say, that's something that just flashback with the Bible when it comes to enslaving, right? And a lot of these witches and warlocks who practice dark magic, they like to go to the Bible. They like to do scriptures on me, us. Yep, they do. They do. However, the only thing I can say is stay prayed up. I thank God that everyone has an imagination, and because I've been through so much, I can clearly see things that these people would love to do, but the Most High is blocking it. And I thank God for that, because these people are very sick. I mean, if you thought slavery was sick, this is sick right here. When they block your phone, clone your phone. My phone is cloned. They can see me through my phone. They control my phone. So that another thing that makes me cringe is when people do banking over their phone, when these criminals or people like this can clone your phone. And then, I don't know if you all remember, but how it quickly stopped. I believe it was also a part of this organized criminal gang stalking. They were testing the waters where we would hear that the postman was getting robbed of people's checks. So then they went to, we're going to put it on debit cards. To me, there's no coincidences. It's carefully planned out, because they really want everybody to go digital, which will be a major mistake if they are already controlling me and we are not in a total, complete digital era. If we went totally digital, all of you, well, if you think you're not enslaved, I bet you will see it then. There'll be some type of malfunction. You make somebody mad that you don't even know that you made them mad, and then they start messing with your debit card. Like the movie, I think it's called Time Out. So if we went totally digital, everything cards, right? And these people who stalking me, they think they're doing something right now, but they're only setting their own self up for failure. The Most High is going to have to intervene, because this is hideous if you really think you're doing something, because the elites know you're out here like wild jackals. And secrets that some don't know, but I pray that the Holy Spirit wake up a whole bunch of people so they will know. But anyway, I was just amazed by the two books, Donna Jackson, that when you are traumatized, which these people are trying to do to me, and I thank God, I thank the Divine Supreme, that what they are trying to do to me, I'm asking you on the air of my channel, the air of the universe, this digital age, that you will turn every sickness and disease that someone would get back upon the ones that are doing this to me unjustly, acting like they don't see me, they don't care about me as an individual. And I'm talking about certain law enforcement, enforcers who's supposed to fight criminality, but Instead, they're taking bribes. They're part of the secret society. Yep. Because the secret society is a person in your community. It's the ones that you see in power. Does that make sense to you? I would think that it should. And so, they have indoctrinated a new enslavement. They don't care what color you are. They just care about their bottom line, their agenda. They're making money off your pain and misery. And they are the cause of the violence that we see or have seen in history and in today's society. Yeah, because this is violent for you to, and where I'm at, I'm in a place where it gets cold. I have expressed this to the law enforcement, locally where I am, and in Washington. Yeah, the feds and all that. I have expressed my concerns for my well-being because I love me. I don't expect another man to love me. I expect that when we have a police department, that if you're supposed to be stopping crime, protecting, and serving, that's what I expect you to do, because I'm just one melanated queen out here asking for help from people who's supposed to have a soul that knows right from wrong and don't make wrong right, like take bribes and go along with Ponzi schemes and continue to traumatize someone who's already been traumatized by growing up in a household with parents who are still trying to traumatize them as an adult because of something that they're trying to keep a secret. But I just thank God that I am not a criminal, and that I would never become one. I ask the Most High that daily. Do not let me become like these people. Because when you make someone a target and you think that it's okay to entrap somebody, cage somebody, because that's what this is. I'm not getting proper help with homeless resources that are out here. They deny me certain things. They raise prices up when I go into certain stores, and since things are going on with my vehicle, I do a lot of walking, which it's okay to walk, but not, if it's snowing or raining, that becomes kind of tedious or unwanted. But, the exercise is great, to keep my mental state, while I hope someone has took my complaints serious and are looking into it. But it's been going on so long that I knew about it since like the latter part of 2022. I learned that I was around a bunch of criminally insane people who were trying to literally take my life. And it's sad, but it's true. And I don't mind being by myself. It's just the other things that are being implemented. when you go to try to find a job, which I did, one time go find a job, and then there they go with the supervisor harassing me for no reason, other co-workers, and then, guests that visit the establishment that I was working at come to. I mean, they do it now. I'm not working. Wherever I go, if it is quiet for 10 minutes, in the next 15 minutes, there's a whole bunch of people swarming. This is how this gang started. They're watching me for what? Why are you watching me? They don't even know, but they're probably getting paid to do it. But I don't know what they're looking at me for. Are you trying to harm me? What are you trying to do? Why are you following me? See, that's the question that I have for law enforcement. Why is this going on? Why is my identity stolen, right? And I'm out here trying to, survive this weather and criminally insane people who are, it's almost as if y'all got some mad cow disease in your brain, because if you think this is okay, and then they walk around here, and some of them have little children. I mean, I don't know. It's just, I do know. You have got to be, they used to build a lot of prisons. I'm starting to believe they're going to have to build, psychology might be, whoever likes that, whoever likes to probe in the mind of people that are a little bit deranged, or, people who are brilliant. But don't try to cage them, of course, unless it is somebody who is deranged. Because certain people do need to be put in an insane asylum because they are a menace to a community, to their own children and families, and they are sick. When you think you can mistreat somebody, it is not right. You cannot enslave somebody. That is a form of enslavement. I am nobody's slave. I do not consent to you telling me what to do. I have not signed any contracts working on anyone's job, so I do not consent to be harassed, bothered, blocked from making money off of social media. I do not consent to that. And, it's a lot going on. We even have Hollywood. You see what's going on with Diddy. It's a lot going on. Hollywood, it could possibly be in your home. You think you're watching a movie, they might be watching you too. That's the truth. Energy harvesting, trying to pick up your charisma, your essence, and then they get paid for it, and we're watching them going, yay, P. Diddy did that song, I'm telling you. But he probably done harvest off some one who we don't see every day. Like, you can go on YouTube or TikTok or these other platforms, and you can hear someone singing, rapping, and they sound good, but they're not in Hollywood because somebody is probably harvesting their energy and they're making the money. Right. So we have to be so careful with our energy, because we have energy vampires who like to enslave you, crush you, so they can climb the ladder. That's why the Most High is going to have to intervene, because it's a whole bunch of people out of their mind. Literally out of their mind. They are like hyenas. They come in packs, and they want to ravish, take what you have, like the Vikings, the Game of Thrones. I mean, on those shows, that's all you ever see. I'm going over to Sussex, whatever they call they countries, and I'm going to take over. That's all you ever see in Viking, in the Game of Thrones. It was about hostile takeover, creating violence in the minds of people. Violence, taking over. Putin, Ukraine, taking over. I want to take over. That is not right. That is a form of enslavement. Hostile takeover. It should be illegal. It's almost like cannibalism. Except some people might be eating you because they practice dark witchcraft. But it's a form of that, but they're not eating you. They're trying to annihilate you, to take over your life, your assets, what you possess. So that's why I had to leave my family dynamic. And where I am now, they just are in love with fantasy books, and somebody here is really in deep stuff like that. Somebody here, or a whole lot of somebody's here, is really deep into stuff like that. And unless you're weak and you're not praying and asking for the favor of God to be with you, somebody gonna get you. I'm telling you that right now. Somebody's magic is going to work on you. And it's really sick that, people have to be ravages. And that's mentioned in the Bible. In Psalms, he called them ravages. And that's exactly what they are. They are ravaged and rabbit-minded. As if they got rabies in their mind. Like they don't know that this is not right. I believe they will, which we know that they will sacrifice their own family members, their children, if they have to. Because they're out of their mind. The Most High is going to have to intervene. The Divine Supreme, my ancestors are going to have to intervene on my behalf, because this sickness that these people got going on in their mind, like, it is over 10. And it literally, one, at my age, I don't want to be fighting anyone. That's what we got law enforcement for, quote unquote. My ancestors, I love them. I really do. My angels, I love them. But people are going to have to either wake up and choose a side. Either you're on the dark side or you're walking in the light. That you know that someone being blocked on every hand. Just go read that book, 48 Laws of Power. And that is what these people are afflicting upon my life. And it is not right. It is definitely not right. And I will be glad when this situation gets handled. But anyway, I appreciate anyone listening. Just be aware that this is going on, and unfortunately it's going on. And I hope everyone who is not deserving of any judgment like these people try to hand out gets caught up in these people's judgment that I do believe is coming to them. It almost has to, because we don't serve a God that is not going to bring balance to a situation. We're not, and we're all under this Divine Supreme, because he's the one that wakes us up. Even if you don't say, God, I thank you. Even if you don't say, he is the one that woke that spirit, that divine spirit, is the one that keeps us going. So anyway, I'm going to go ahead and check out for now. I just encourage, the person who was hurt with childhood trauma not to become like your abuser. It doesn't make sense to me, but I see how it can happen. But try not to become like your abuser. Because if you didn't like it, why are you doing it to someone else? That's what makes sense to me. So anyway, you all, I'm sending out love, light, and peace. And I hope that peace and tranquility comes on the earth again among the living people. Because we are not animals, and we are not supposed to be taking something from somebody else that did not say, here, you can have this. That's like stealing all day, which is in the law books. But everybody is not acknowledging the law books. You're looking at a person who has not gotten mail because even the United States Postal Service workers who are in your community, they get up just like you do, put on their clothes and go to their jobs. Somebody within that system is corrupt. I don't get mail because somebody is redirecting my important mail to whoever is trying to steal my identity. So, it's a war out here within our country. And I don't know. If you're not experiencing it yet, if these people get away with doing what they're doing, who knows when you will, right? So in their mind, you're a number. Is that what they do when you go to prison? You become a number? Yeah. So that's how these people feel. You're a number. You're nothing to them. They're very hateful, arrogant, prideful, very callous of heart to do something like this and think that it's okay. And then when you see them, they're smiling in your face like they not the ones stabbing you in the back. Very callous, very empty, void of heart, void of right senses of the brain to know that that is not right. So anyway, I'm going to go ahead and go.